You know how last week we talked about how YouTube side I'm really into the old Yu-Gi-Oh card game, like specifically the history of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game at this point?
Yeah.
Well, it's still pushing that, but it's also now pushing BDSM advice, relationship advice blogs, gun fanatic channels, and skit comedy based around being formerly in the military.
What kind
None of these things I have talked about or Googled lately.
What have you been having conversations about?
None of these things I have talked about. I
Not
fully
even out of
believe the
context.
idea that your phone is listening to you, but I think my phone is like bored of what I'm saying. It's listening on like other people now. It's like, what's this fucker talking about? Oh,
you know what? Have you left your TV on while you're, near your phone?
I probably, but again, like this doesn't quite make sense either.
So now I'm like, what have you been watching that would end up suggesting
none of
that?
the recommended things. That's the weird part. It's like, here's a thing, and I'm like, why the fuck are you recommending this, YouTube? Like, the number of, 30-second skit-based comedy channels based around being in the military or formerly in the military, YouTube is now trying to push on me. I'm like, yeah, I might find this funny. I got friends that were ex-military and are in the military, but I am not the target demographic for this.
It's like, have you been watching military stuff on TV? Been watching a lot of Call of Duty commercials.
Apparently.
I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind is like, you've been like, well, I know one thing. I have been relentlessly getting a lot of Call of Duty ads on YouTube and through the games I've been playing on my phone, specifically KOF All-Star.
Sure.
So maybe you've been getting that? And then they're like, hey, we hear you laugh a lot, and also you like Call of Duty.
I am truly baffled where it's like, here's the things we think you might be into, and I'm like, wow, you've never been this consistently wrong.
Well, maybe also Yu-Gi-Oh! Leads naturally into BDSM advice?
That's kind of where I'm at this point. Like, I'm assuming there's a Venn diagram out there that's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game history, BDSM relationship advice blogs, gun fanatics, and then, as a part of gun fanatics, ex-military humor, and by their powers combined, they're like, this is where your algorithm's at. And I'm like, no, that's wrong, but okay.
Hello and welcome to the Wicked Awesomecast, episode 189.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh gosh, I should really be keeping better track of that type of thing. We'll edit in post, right? No.
I don't know. If I'm willing to put a hockey goal buzzer at the end of last week's episode, I'm probably willing to do some stuff now in editing now that I have more powerful computer again.
But anyways, it is just the two of us. I am Kraken Zero, aka Nomad Har, aka just Henry, joined as always by Charlie, aka Mordak Undivided. We are missing an Alex today.
And keeping with our, Yu-Gi-Oh! Focused intro this week, probably, he's not in the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
YouTube, stop sending me videos about the fucking Shadow Realm, by the way. I've cracked the code. That's why my phone thinks I care about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's all fucking Alex's fault.
And maybe also the Shadow Realm. I don't know. I honestly don't know the other stuff.
I definitely don't.
No. I was like, can I relate to Shadow Realm to military humor? Not really.
If there's one thing I've learned in the last couple weeks I've been reminded of is that Destiny is weirdly huge in the military community, as is Yu-Gi-Oh! Occasionally.
I'm not too surprised about Destiny 2, honestly, being popular. I'm a little more surprised about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because cards are just a little bit harder to kind of get necessary. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking. I don't know. I guess it'd be fairly easy to get them on a military
I got
base.
no fucking clue, dude, on this one.
But as far as being liking Destiny 2, that kind of checks out, to be honest.
Does it? I only base this on the fact that like the gaming clan I'm in has a surprising number of its active military members that it like not surprising, but seeing as we're a based out of U.S. clan kind of thing, it's like, oh, you guys are out of so and so. How'd you wind up there? Oh, right, military. Like we have, I think it's 3 or 4 different military firefighters, which I didn't know was a thing really before I joined the clan. And B, it's like, oh, cool. How's Australia? It sucks. Cool. Good to know. We are sorry about the fires in Australia, though they're not our fault.
Yeah, but it's cool. Yeah, it's interesting that we do have military firefighters, and we did actually send them over because, I mean, and we've sent over like people just also like civilian firefighters too. But yeah,
I think they volunteered. I don't fully follow how we wound up there. But he's like, I'm Australian. I'm like, cool. I hear it's on fire. It's like, yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm like, oh, that tracks. But enough about that.
So, what did you get up to this week?
You are really rusty at doing the intros.
Oh, yeah.
I played some Destiny. I also played another game we talked about last week that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to actually talk about, so I'm not going to. The NDA on it's kind of vague, but I successfully hooked my Xbox One back up specifically to play it.
That's weird.
Definitely a game we talked about last week.
Oh, okay.
I suspect you're thinking of that game, Henry.
I'm not even actually sure.
We talked about it on the news last week. I feel comfortable saying if you like Phantasy Star 1, you'll probably like this one.
Okay, yeah.
I have a sad man that's playing it on a fucking Xbox One because I can't even wait for the PC version. Because part of me is like, this is fake. It's not coming to the US after all these years. No! And here we are. But on top of that, I have been playing a lot of Destiny. I am in the final step of getting the seal for this season done, and part of that was the new Sundial boss that dropped this week. I think it's a fucking fantastic addition to that game. I don't know if you've gotten through that yet.
No, I'm not a part of any clans. I've thought about joining one, but I just haven't.
The Sundial should have matchmaking, at least on normal mode. So part of the triumph for getting the seal, so you get the title for this season, is you have to be on hardcore mode. And it's not like whatever his name is, Trium's Oblivion Amorum or something. He's definitely not the hardest boss I've played against in Destiny, mechanic-wise, but he's kind of like Skolas was in Destiny 1, where like it's just a hard fight. There's nothing complicated about it. It's just like, yeah, there's a bunch of cheap tactics in the good way. Like it's at the end of the run, my clan was like, guys I was running with were like, yeah, that was cool. Hard, but cool.
Well, as long as it's one that has matchmaking, that might work out for me, because I tried out... Alright, so there's a couple of... and I can't think of them right at the moment because I don't have it in front of me, but there's a couple of, like, missions that I have yet to do that are about, like, do this strike. It's like... Or this strike version of this mission, I'm like...
Yeah.
And I tried it on my own, I was like, no, I can't do this single player. This is impossible. I just keep dying and resetting everything. It's like, yeah, I can't even get halfway through this boss.
Yeah, that's some of those got matchmaking later on, but yes, you're running into a very specific complaint people have had about the game for a long time, which is, man, I wish I had this exotic weapon I got from this quest chain. Oh, why don't you? Because I don't have friends that play frequently enough to get this working.
Yep. But yeah, like it's the... I actually have my I'm not sure. I do like that there's a, I guess, relatively new thing as far as I know, where there's versions of some strikes that are like where it'll join you with a clan doing it or something, or I forget. It's like an alternate sort of other. It's like an icon beside the strike icon, and it's like, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now. But
like adventures or something.
Or it's like it's one where it'll join you up with the current group doing it rather than having matchmaking, which is kind of I like that. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But my quests. Oh yeah. Okay, so I have my questions for me. Oh no, this will be too difficult. But it's just there's just certain like things that are just like, here, do these, do this mission or do this thing, but you have to complete this. Oh yeah, one of them's a Nightfall strike, but I could probably do that.
Those have matchmaking, actually, for the low levels.
Those have matchmaking.
You also have the problem of you're playing on Stadia, and the populations are low.
Yeah, that is a thing. Oh yeah, the Corrupted. Oh, I could not do the Corrupted.
So that's the hardest strike in the entire game.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
The Corrupted is arguably harder than at least one of the raids is.
Wow. Okay, so I tried that solo. I was like, wow, I didn't even get that far.
The Corrupted is hands down the hardest strike in the entire game.
Really? I didn't.
Especially on the harder difficulties, it is like no one will argue the Corrupted is not the hardest strike. The Corrupted at normal level is pretty easy, is pretty beatable, but it still takes twice as long as every other strike because it's a little bit hard. On like Nightfall difficulties, it is hard.
But and that's, I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is like, I'd like to finish up some of these things, some of these missions that I'm trying to, get for some of the, interesting weapons that I'd actually like to pull off.
Yeah.
Because I didn't look into necessarily I didn't look up the entire quest online. Oh yeah, the other one is the arms dealer. And I could not pull off that boss on my own.
Yeah, that one's not as bad as the Corrupted, but the final boss is not super soloable just because of the amount of ads that show up. Yeah,
it's just that was just like, I was not even getting that far on that boss at all, and so I'm pretty good at doing a lot of the solo stuff. Like, I've definitely done some things, some of the strikes basically solo.
Yeah.
Because I'm not bad at FPSs. I'm not awesome, but I'm not bad either. And I've gotten used to the weapons that I have, but
we should pick some time, and I can actually should just come help you out. Like, we can probably two-man a bunch of that content, but
yeah. I think really just need, if at least one other person is there to keep me alive, or to bring me back to life.
Yeah,
that would be a big help.
You are literally describing the ongoing conversation inside of Destiny the game, which is, it's a very different game if you're a solo player. Like, it's part of why when I got back into Destiny 2, I'm like, I'm finding a clan and fucking playing with one. Like, I'm not doing this solo anymore. I can't, the 100 is not... I actually wonder what Stadia is like on the 100, but that's a separate topic. Like, the 100 is a great resource, but also it is problematic as fuck.
One thing I've been having fun doing, though, is I've been going through the solo missions a lot.
Yeah.
Like, the campaigns, like past campaigns. I've been through almost all of them. Let's see, I think I'm almost done with all of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, some of them were a lot shorter, some of them were obviously like, here's just a very small thing to introduce the new worlds. The new world setting that we're having here, so yeah, that's been fun. I mean, those are definitely doable solo.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing particularly difficult about them. Like, I rarely ever reset on any of those, but I do like that there's actually actual difficulty. I mean, I don't mind difficulty. I don't, but some of this stuff definitely is you're not meant to do this alone. Like the Leviathan, you can't do that on your own.
No, very much no.
You need a full fire team for that one.
Yeah.
Because I looked into it and I was like, what is the Leviathan? Oh,
It's a
no.
raid.
That is a proper raid. You must have a full fire team to pull that raid off.
Yeah, especially that one too. I think that's actually physically impossible to do without a full fire team. Like,
because you kind of have to split up into two teams, as far as I read into it. Like
at certain
minimally,
points, yeah, I have. Yes, or like the bath section. Possibly it's soloable, but man, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. Try and solo that thing because there's four plates you have to hold down at all points in time. Like physically be on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So it's like, that's for a fire team.
When you get a graphics card, we'll do some raiding with my clan on PC or something. We will get you through some raids. It's a good clan. They're horrible people, but it's a good clan.
They're horrible people, but it's a good clan.
That's what makes it a good Destiny clan. They're horrible people. Yeah. Probably enough about Destiny 2, though. It's not really changed much. The community event's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, so what have you been up to, I guess? Like, I've not been up to much. I've been appreciating the fact that they're making another fucking Saw movie. Beyond that, like, I don't like horror movies, but I still enjoy every time a Saw movie gets announced, where it's like, yeah, I like Saw. Don't like watching them, but in concept, I like Saw.
You like the concept. First two movies are good.
They're all good. Like, as far as horror movies go, I enjoy them more than most. But at the same time, it's like, are they good? I'm like, fuck no.
No. Well, I don't know. I think the first two are pretty interesting, pretty good. But the rest just kind of devolved in just torture porn.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like, that's less interesting than a psychological game.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, for me, I watched some shows that were pretty fun. So first thing, I watched an anime that's kind of fun and lighthearted.
Oh.
Called Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It. And it's about two scientists that at a university that basically fall in love, but then they're like, are we really in love? We have to actually scientifically test this.
It's got a fucking cavity from that description. Thanks.
So every episode is them and some of their colleagues basically playing around with, like, trying to figure out different ways of testing to see if, like, they're actually in love, such as, like, heart rate and, like, trying out different, like, those techniques. Like, one of their colleagues is definitely a big fan of shoujo manga.
Sure.
And so everything she suggests is, like, something out of a shoujo manga. It's got all of your kind of tropey type characters. You have your sort of guy super into dating sims who's giving them advice or giving them some sort of tests. They have a tsundere senpai, or actually, not tsundere. Well, she's kind of tsundere, kind of kudere. But yeah, I don't know. It's fun. It's lighthearted. I'm enjoying it a lot because I'm also a science boy, and I find that they're doing a pretty good job of a send-up of sort of what happens when you overanalyze literally everything in your life.
Sure.
Which to a person like me, I'm like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, this is definitely an anime for me. Yeah, I overanalyze the shit out of everything. So, yep. I'm like, I could see myself doing something like this. So, but yeah, it's really good. It's lighthearted and it's fun, and it's definitely not serious. It's a comedic series, and it's not, mean comedic at all. The other thing I watched this week of note, I finally got to watch an episode of Picard.
How is that?
Super good.
Okay.
Really fucking good. Like just the first episode, the setup for it is absolutely fantastic. This is something they could have fucked up pretty easily, but I mean, at this point, like, Patrick Stewart is not really hurting. Like, he's not exactly a desperate man for work. He's been a part of incredibly successful franchises at this point.
Yeah.
So,
like even the stuff he did that wasn't like overtly successful. I'm blanking on what the show was. He had like some like fake talk show thing he was doing for a chunk of time. Was still like critically acclaimed, good stuff. It just didn't find its audience.
So, I mean, basically, he just, he can kind of like, if he didn't think it was good, like a good project for him to do, he could just say, I don't think I'm really interested in doing this.
Yeah.
But, the setup is fascinating. Like, I don't want to really give too much away about it because the first episode really opens up the world. I mean, and tells you what's going on, and has a good setup to do that as well. There's sort of an interview that goes on with him, and that just ends up being a exposition is a whole setup for the background of what's happened, why he is where he is, and it's good. It's really good. Like this is the kind of Star Trek that I'm more interested in. That is, there's a lot of, obviously they're setting up to do a series heavily about politics and heavily about sort of society and sort of social issues, and I can definitely tell if they keep moving along like this and they keep kind of hitting on these things, I would definitely find myself super into this series. So I'm probably going to watch more of it. I do like the way it's set up. I think he's, doing a stellar job of kind of going back into this character. They're also, I mean, they've already shown that they're bringing back some characters.
Sure.
I mean, so in the previews, it's like you'll see, like I saw 7 of 9 in there. You're seeing, not just Next Generation people, but also people from
Fat Data, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah. Brent Spiner, who still fantastically is able to slip back into the role, I have to say.
Huh.
In flashbacks, of course, because we know that it's been like a long time since the last movie where Data sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
So that's not a spoiler. Yeah, Data's gone. That if you don't know that, that's over a decade.
Yeah.
Okay, well over a decade ago. So I mean,
he looks heavier set, but now you're saying that, maybe I doesn't really matter if the movie's doing a good job. But I've just seen some pictures where he looks a little bit heavier set, and I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's just older.
Yeah, no,
that's the thing. The actor's just like.
No, yeah.
But as far as his ability to still do the head movements and voice tics and sort of all the things that make him Data, it's like he went right back into that, and it's just like uncanny. It's just like, oh, that's Data again. Because if you see the guy, actually, speak at conventions and stuff, it's like he's really goes deep into like portraying a character when he does Data, and that's and it's not really anything like him in real life.
Yeah,
but yeah, I have to say, like his going back into the portrayal of Data is super good. But yeah, I'm and there again, it's like there's nostalgia stuff here, but it's hitting on some. Obviously, there's stuff going on in the real world that it's kind of mirroring, and if you're aware of the world, you'll kind of see what it's trying to hit on. Because Star Trek has kind of done that, especially with starting with the Next Generation. That's really what Gene Roddenberry always wanted to do with it. Always what he intended to do with it. Ideas about cultures and diplomacy and political intrigue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like the new series is going to hit all of that. So
cool.
And the first episode is just awesome. It's really good.
It's good.
But outside of that, I mean, as I just said earlier, I played Destiny 2. I've been playing Destiny 2. Yeah, and it's. I'm hoping to try to find some like. Well, I know that I'm not sure how to get it. Well, I saw something on how to get it, but a sword that is a exotic. I think there's only like one exotic sword.
There's at least two.
Okay, so there's two, but I'd like to get one of them because I do enjoy the swords.
And swords are getting a remake or an update in the near future.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that we're gonna. That's definitely among the news items.
Yep.
But yeah, and yeah, looking for other things like. Well, I got the exotic loaded up for my for the shotgun, the fire shotgun. I can't remember the name of it now. The
Lord of Wolves.
Yeah. And that's fun.
It
is. Yeah, I got enough. Basically, it's just like use it a lot, which is not a bad thing.
That's how most of the catalysts work too, which is important.
Yeah, Sturm and Drang work the same, but I'm not super into those two guns. The concept is fun, but they're not quite.
They are very powerful in raids.
No reloading. You just keep switching back and forth.
Well, so the Leviathan raid you mentioned earlier, one of the strats for it is you just run Strum and Drang the entire time. So you have 100 super shots by the end of the raid.
And
you just melt Callus with it. It's a strategy. It's, I don't know what you call it at that point.
Yeah, I do like the handguns, though, in general.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a fan of... I mean, my main weapon right now is not even... It's a Smuggler's... Smuggler's something or other. That's my main gun that I've been using a lot. And I have it masterworked, just because I use it so much. I really like it. It's just a really good burst fire pistol. And I just kind of prefer the pistols over submachine guns and stuff like that.
That's the problem. The game I'm with you on that. I don't like submachine guns that much. There are two dumb good SMGs in the game, though. They're pinnacle weapons, and one of them was a big problem for a long time because it was a crucible gun, and it was the best thing in PvP and PvE.
Yeah, and then I've liked bows too. I'm not sure they're so all right, so generally I don't like snipers.
Yeah.
I don't like sniper guns in any FPS period. I generally don't ever tend to use them, but the bows, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that you don't
feel good. There's a satisfaction to them.
Yeah, I kind of like the you pull it back, and then I guess the idea of instead of clicking to fire, you let go to fire, and that actually, I don't know, I like the feel of that better for something for faraway shots.
Yeah, there's also some really fun exotic bows in the game I suspect you don't have access to yet, Wish Ender is really silly, Trinity Ghoul is really silly, Leviathan's Breath is just dumb in the best way possible.
Yeah, and I like that this season's the kind of special item that you get, where it has where you can unlock unique socket abilities with it.
Yeah.
Has really good bow ones. One of them that's just makes your bow pass through shields, which for a lot of for Cabal and some others that use shields regularly, you just snap right through them. And it not only goes through energy shields, it goes through physical shields too, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I've been digging the bows using. I have two bows right now that I've been occasionally kind of switching back and forth between. One of them is a primary or a kinetic weapon one. The other one's an energy weapon one, and so that makes them really extra useful because the other kind of special power that you can throw on them as a socket is the explosive arrows thing, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I've been using the shields one just because there's just a certain number of enemies that are with shields that are very annoying. But yep. So the other game that I tried out is Sonic Heroes. That's the mobile game.
Go on.
Yeah. It's a very meh mobile game. So, I mean, it's... Alright, so I got spoiled playing KOF All-Star because that is probably the best mobile game of its type I've ever played. like hands down. And I'm not just talking about the fact that it's kind of it's an action, side scrolling beat 'em up, but also just the way it does its currency is good. The way you get currency is fun. The way it's a well thought out game, which is why it's so addictive to me, because there's so much stuff to do for free. All you have to do is watch ads, and other stuff just like it just throws all sorts of credits at you, and so it's easy to do a lot of stuff completely for free. And so a lot of it seems to be leaning heavily on ad stuff, which I'm fine with. In part because it seems like it keeps throwing the same 3 ads at me. It's like please download Ark Knights. It seems to be what it's really telling me. I'm like, yeah, that one actually looks like eh. But in any case, yeah, Sonic Heroes is about the most typical mobile game where, yeah, you usually have to have some certain amount of energy or action points to like do stuff within these mobile games.
It's especially predatory at that.
Oh yeah, it's super predatory at that. Holy crap, it is. To the point that I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep playing this. Like, I like that, it's super grindy too. Like, it takes a long time to get anything of note. Whereas KOF All-Star just throws stuff at you all the time. It's like, oh, here's free summons. Here's free, just each day you get a free summon of a character. It may not, if it's one that you already have, it gives you a form of currency that's used to level up that character. So, I mean, even if you get a kind of one, and that even has the ability to reclaim that as just another type of currency to use for buying stuff for other characters that you like more. So, I mean, and Sonic Heroes is none of that. It is the most, straight down the line predatory game that I've ever that I've played in a long time. I'm like, wow, this is not good. This is just grindy, but then it's just super predatory on its grindiness, and and I thought I would like it more. I think because the concept is interesting, because the way the system works is it's Candy Crush, basically, where you try to move things around and get 3 in a row or whatever. You can switch the position of 2 gems, and then then that is connected to an RPG. And so you connect gems to have a certain character in a certain slot do attacks. But that's I found that to be not satisfying because it's so RNG, random number generator, because it's I need a heal. I just need to heal my characters, but I'm seeing no yellow gems on the fields to make my healer do the healing thing, so I guess I'll just die. So that's dumb. So that doesn't work out nearly as well as you think it might. Sometimes it just doesn't give you a good mix of gems on the field to cast anything you need to cast, so it's like the enemy just ruins you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, there's nothing about the game. It's it is a more soulless cash grab than usual for these types of games. Whereas with KOF All-Star, it seems like there's a lot of thought put into this to make it, I guess, still somewhat predatory, but it's more focused on throwing ads at you than just you have to spend money if you're going to do anything in this game that's any fun ever. You could all right, so let me put it this way. Energy points on KOF All-Star, mine have never dropped below 1,000. And put that in perspective, usually it takes between 10 to 30 to do any of the missions. It just throws its action points at you. It's just here's more for cheap. Here's rubies, here's action points, here's everything you need to do in the game. We'll just throw it at you, and you'll always have more than you'll ever need. And and it's I guess unless you're actually trying to level up every single character to its maximum level, which I don't care to, I'm just focusing on like the characters that I like. I'm not even focusing necessarily on the good characters, but it's like Sonic Heroes is not like that. It's not. It is, like I said, it is about as predatory and sort of like, do anything in this game fun, you have to pay money and grind a lot. And KOF has so many different mechanics in it. I guess I got super spoiled with that because Sonic Heroes is just a pile of shit compared to it. So, yeah, and KOF also hits my nostalgia factor because I've always been a fan of the KOF series. But, yep. So, that's me in gaming for the week. Sonic Heroes, pile of shit. Be more like KOF All-Star. You don't really play a lot of mobile games, do you? I mean, you've talked about playing. I mean, I know you played. You tried out the Call of Duty mobile.
Yeah, I'll play the occasional game every once in a while. Like, I don't actively seek them out. I'm a big fan of idle clickers, but again, the very point of an idle clicker is you download the game, set it up, and then ignore it for several months, and you go, "All right, I've got time to kill. What's going on in Wiz Khalifa's weed farm? Oh, that's what's going on. Neat. See you again in another year and a half."
But yep.
No, This is not me looking down my nose at phone gaming people, but it's very few gaming experiences on my phone are up to my standards of what I want out of a game. Like, I enjoy the occasional puzzle game on them. Like, at the same time, unlike lots of other people out there, I'm very willing to spend money on mobile games if I think they're good. But at the
I've spent some money on KOF All-Star. But Sonic Heroes is, like, even, like I said, the main game mechanic is still, like, is not even, like, fun, so I'm like...
So, you may have no context for this, but there was a console/PC release of Sonic Heroes, right?
There was?
I'm gonna check on this.
I know...
Yes, this was... So, yes, there was...
Ooh,
a while ago. This is
really?
like a GameCube game. I'm remembering this correctly. And I'm really curious how the console version compares to the PC version.
Oh, well, it's completely different. Yeah. That's completely different. The Sonic Heroes game for the actual proper PC or the platform game is a platformer. It's a normal Sonic game. It's just
I wouldn't go that far. It's got some weird, but yes. Oh,
it's got some weird mechanics, but it's nothing like the mobile game. The mobile game, like I said, is an RPG with a gem crusher mechanic.
Oh, sure, yeah.
To make it run. So it's completely different beast.
That's fair. I was hoping it was gonna be the weird tri-team thing they had going on in Heroes in some bizarre way.
Oh no. The way it works is like it has characters from many different like Sonic or the Sega franchises. Yeah. And you can get them, and each one has a kind of a color, and the color is associated with one of the 4 gems. You can have one of each on your team, so like whenever you
is it Sonic Heroes or Sega Heroes?
It's Sega Heroes.
Okay,
sorry,
yeah.
I don't know why I wrote it as Sonic Heroes. I think it's because
it's got Sonic in it. So few things have Sonic in them these days.
Yep, anything good that is. So yep, but yeah, it's. Yeah, Sega Heroes, not a good game.
I am loving the fact that I'm looking at like an advertisement for this. That the 3 Sonic characters they pulled are Sonic, Knuckles, and fucking Rouge the Bat. Not Tails, not even like Shadow or something. Fucking Rouge the fucking Bat.
Yeah, it was like in all of one game as far as I know.
I think she's in like 2 or 3, but mostly she has the like she has the weirdness of. Yeah, we made a sexy Sonic character. No, they've always been sexy. Nah, sexy for not weird Sonic fans. Oh.
Yeah.
Just furries in general. Oh.
Yep, she's a bat. That's her thing.
And she kicks things.
She's actually a good, like in Sonic Adventure 2, that's the only one I remember her from. She's actually kind of a cool character. She actually has
she's the evil kind of... Knuckles, which is even weirder in some ways.
Yeah. She basically has Knuckles' powers, this mirror of Knuckles' powers.
She can dig.
Yep.
Because bats, like Echidnas, known for their digging.
Yeah, and Echidna's known for flying.
Please, it's gliding.
Whatever. But in any case, yeah. Yeah, it's play KOF All Star, don't play Sega Heroes. KOF All Star is good. Like, unquestionably, a lot of time went into the design of the game because it's addicted the heck out of me. And I've paid a little bit of money. Like, I probably put $5 into it, but in that game, $5 goes a long way. Like, that's the thing. It's like,
I guess, at least.
Yeah, it's like if you spend any money on that game, it's just like it's gonna go a long way. Where, as far as I can tell, in Sega Heroes, throwing money at it, it's not won't do a whole lot for you. Whereas, yeah, if you want to spend like $20 on KOF All Star, you're gonna get like mega characters, like so much. You're gonna there again even get more. I've already told you how generous it is just with giving stuff away for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you pay, it just dumps it on you. So, I mean, I'm really disappointed. I was hoping that Sega Heroes would be like, hey, we've put a lot of time into making the mechanics of this really interesting, but it is, because I've played other games, I played other mobile games. I don't play a ton of mobile games, but
yeah.
I think it's rare to find one quite as good as KOF All Star.
Yeah.
But yep, that's
your Sega Minute of the week. More than a minute, not by much.
Yep.
Yeah. Guess that means it's news time.
News.
It's weird every time you do it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got it. Send Alex a little bit of love, or something.
Sure, we can say it's that. Let's start off with the most Destiny relevant one to get out of the way. As we kind of alluded to when we were talking about Destiny, they are indeed kind of redoing how the swords in Destiny work. Now, for those not clear, historically swords have worked by you put ammo in them. Yes, you put ammo in your swords. They take up your heavy slot. Mm-hmm. Not much about that is changing, but they are adding a gauge system where a lot of players, myself included, were like, man, why can't I use my sword all of the time, hypothetically? Like, I get it needs ammo to be good, but, like, occasionally I just want to hit shit with a sword, and they've changed it from your sword's out of ammo to having a gauge, where light attacks won't use up a lot of the gauge, but heavy attacks will use ammo and the gauge.
Yeah, are they taking out the ammo? Is that what they're saying? The ammo's going to go
to, I think, heavy attack and block is my understanding of it. You can still do basic attacks with it. You also,
I don't know. I don't know. It seems like guarding will now drain sword energy. So actually, they're replacing the guarding using up your ammo, which is good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So attacking, heavy attacks. Okay, so what they're having is heavy attacks
will drain sword energy, not ammo.
Yeah, and heavy attacks consume energy. I'm guessing that's in return for not consuming as much ammo, because they used to just take off a big chunk of ammo for each one you did.
So the wording here is heavy attacks without energy will be much weaker, but still possible.
Yeah.
It'll be like a boosted version, I guess, at that point. I don't know.
Light attacks will loop indefinitely. That's
a big deal, yes.
Yes. Because the thing is like, for now, like, the trade-off between using, like, my sword and, like, my rocket launcher that I like, the twin-tailed fox.
3-hit attack, yeah.
It's not a good trade-off, because the twin-tailed fox is so much damage.
Yeah.
Like, it ruins bosses. Like, when I've been using it against bosses, it just annihilates bosses pretty quickly. It clears a room, and you just don't do that with the sword.
Yeah.
So it is a weird trade-off. The swords, I think they need to make a sword that's not a heavy weapon. That's an energy weapon or a kinetic.
Let's see how this goes first.
Because they're no more powerful than a good shotgun.
You've not used them. There's a specific point in a raid where they are beastly. There is stuff you can do with a sword you can't do with any other weapon in the game, which is why they're in heavy weapon slot. Like, it's they have some stuff that's unique to them, I guess. Like, and it's
So I guess I'm curious as to what exactly you're talking about. Because...
So in the garden raid, what's it called? There's a point in that raid where you fight a bunch of minotaurs that if you have a sword that has if you have a void sword, you can one shot them because it cracks the shield and kills them with one heavy swing. It's mostly about the heavy swing and the what you call it, the block that makes them special. Like, it's if you're matching the element correctly and using them kind of correctly, they do a ton of damage. There's also a bit of an aspect of back in Destiny 1, there were only 3 swords available originally, and each one was just a fucking powerhouse of damage in different ways. They don't quite have that much variety in the new game, but I don't think you can move them out of heavy weapon slot because then people will be using them too much. Like, they were a big problem in the Crucible meta for a little while too, just because you could use them a little too much, and they're basically a one-hit kill with a light swing. So it was possible to just kind of like rack up way too many kills by laming it out with them. And at the time, there was no good counter.
The thing is, in Crucible, you really don't have great. I guess that you do way more in Crucible. Oh no, actually, Crucible, you don't. It's really hard to rack up any heavy ammo at all.
Yeah, and that's something else they've been kind of toying around with. It used to be a little too easy. It used to be you ran a sword and you'd get sword ammo, and then you would just have enough sword ammo for the rest of the game to wipe out an entire team, which was real shit to play against. Like it.
But now it's like you never get it. Like, if you're just playing against a really competitive team where you're just killing each other a lot, I've gone entire games where I've gotten maybe like sword ammo, like the heavy ammo, like twice. Like, I've only ever held it twice.
Yeah,
and that seems too fucking low.
It's a topic of ongoing debate in the community, I guess. Like, we've had way more heavy ammo. We've had heavy ammo is still in a weird spot just across the board, I think, for everyone, and I'm not going to be able to try and fix it here because I don't mind how it's set up right now, but I also remember what it was previously, and what it was previously was heinous. But you also got to remember, there was a point in time where shotguns, sniper rifles, fusion rifles, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, and swords were all the same slot.
They kind of still are.
No, they're not. So you had 2 primary weapons. You didn't literally you couldn't equip a sword and a shotgun at the same time previously.
Okay.
They fill similar roles. I'm talking they were the same equipped slot. Like, shotguns took heavy ammo. It was bad.
Yeah, now there's even primary ammo shotguns.
That's kinetic versus energy, but yes.
Yeah.
It's a weird ongoing topic, but
they still take special ammo. That is, they still take the special ammo, but not the heavy ammo. But
this is only kind of newsworthy for our standpoints because there's been some speculation about whether or not this is to combat some kind of speedrunning stuff that gets done, because there's a weapon called Worldline Zero that's an exotic sword that lets you do some dumb stuff, which I think this is one of those ones where you can have all the conspiracy theories you want. Swords have been in a bad place for a long time, and it's cool to see them come back. I'm also not sure, if you wanted to add more weapons to Destiny, you have to start adding melee weapons at this point because there's not a lot of gun archetypes to play around with, and the next season's apparently called Season of the Worthy. That sure as fuck sounds like a melee-based season in some weird way. But we shall see. Yeah, the exotic stuff won't happen until March when Season of the Worthy comes out. So, more on that then, I suppose. It'll be cool to use swords again, though, hypothetically. Yeah. We got some coming to Steam news, not so much news about specific games, just Metro Exodus is finally going to be available on Steam starting February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. It does not appear that thing being a Epic Store exclusive hurt that game's sales at all. In fact, it may have helped it out some. Of the 3 Metro games, that one's my least favorite because of its open worldness.
But Epic bad.
Sure, fuck it, why not for this one? I know how eager to say it. Yeah, if you're excited for this one, get hyped. It's a decent enough game. It retains all of its kind of metroness. If you were like me, that really liked the kind of claustrophobic horror survivor feel the first two games had, especially the first one. Like I'm probably guilty thinking each iteration of that franchise has been a little bit worse than the previous one. The second one just improved the controls so much, it's hard to kind of say that about it. It's a good game still. I don't think it's as good as its previous ones, though, so take that as you will. In the same concept, though, Fallout 76 will be coming to Steam on April 7th.
You mean not on April 1st?
I really think there's a missed opportunity there, in all honesty.
Because you're a fool if you play that game.
So this is where it gets kind of interesting. So, alongside the April 7th release, the Wastelanders update. The update teased at an E3 ago where they're going to, add NPCs to the fucking game to interact with, will launch at the same time. So, if you've ever said something snide like, oh, Fallout 76 is just a paid beta, it sure as fuck looks like that may be really the case. Just not called that, which makes it pretty shitty. It was just one long
beta until they brought it to Steam.
Yeah. I've seen some jokes flying around about that too, where it's like every game, like, oh, it's now just a paid beta system. It's like it's beta's exclusive to other platforms. It's like, I get what the joke is, and if Fallout 76 works really well after it comes to Steam, we're never going to hear the end of this. But God.
So who here thinks is going to be hopelessly broken on day zero?
I don't hope for anything.
This guy.
As much fun as I have talking about how fucking broken that game is, I would love for the Fallout fans to get a game that's good. Like, I go back to all of y'all that are still out there being like, we're having fun, we're making it work. Like, do you, but also stop being like, it's not that bad. The game's got a bad rep. It's got a bad rap because the game sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You paid money and you're having fun with it. Don't keep trying to get people to buy into it, though, with this one. It's not a good game.
Yeah. Call me back when it's, not awful in weird ways.
And when April 7th rolls around, we might be like, yeah, it's fine now. And then we'll be like, that means the last year and a half has been criminal.
Yeah, see, that's what makes it, like you hinted at, that makes the whole thing worse. If, if this actually makes it into a good game, why didn't you just do it like this to start with? Yeah. But, yep.
Yeah. We got some Dave, not some Dave dev, that's a whole separate podcast, but developing Dave. Gabe, oh fuck, I can't talk today. Game dev kind of general updates. Got some silly ones first. Shiro Sakurai, the Sakurai behind the Smash franchise, got out there and said, yeah, there are too many Fire Emblem characters in Smash. I get it. He agrees.
That's Masahiro.
Sorry, you're right. What did I say? Masahiro? Masahiro. Yeah. I bad. Yeah, I think it kind of responds to the general reaction to Bailiff. Even he got out there and was like, yeah, there's a couple too many. I get it. I don't disagree.
There's 8.
Well, when you put it in that perspective, you realize there's that's a full fucking fighting game roster at launch, hypothetically, by itself. Not a good roster, but that's when you'd be like, okay, cool, they're going to add a bunch of characters to it real quick, hopefully.
Yeah, and he does go in to say, it's based on what Nintendo, through talks, what Nintendo wants to bring. Yeah. And there again, we talked about why they wanted to add a new Fire Emblem character, but that just means, maybe they shouldn't have added so many in the past.
Well, I think it's one of those ones where the problem is now the whole selling point of Ultimate is everyone's here. And if you just had, 1 or 2 Fire Emblem characters per iteration, that was whatever. When you put all of them in one game, you go, yeah, there's 8 of them. Holy fuck.
It's like, I know it's a popular franchise, but is it that much popular than literally everything else? I mean, Zelda characters, there's only 4. and that's Zelda. You know, like a star franchise. There aren't even that many Super Mario characters in the game, and that's arguably even their big franchise. Yeah. So I mean,
well,
it seems
that does raise the question:
crazy amount.
What is the most successful, or what is the most popular, or what is the big franchise for Nintendo at this point? Like, is it still actually the Zeldas and the
Marios? Oh yeah, it's obviously the Zeldas and the Marios. I mean, yeah, Fire Emblem sells a lot, but there's way more Mario games and way more Zelda games. So I mean, those are obviously, they wouldn't be able to sell that many of those if they weren't just outrageously popular.
I'm not
franchises.
saying they're not, but I guess I'm kind of like, if you put all the Fire Emblem fans in a room and all the Nintendo, like all the Mario fans in a room, which group is bigger at this point? In all honesty,
Oh, Mario fans, I'd say easily.
I would have thought that a couple years ago, but I don't know at this point. Literally, I'm not trying to be difficult on this one. It's like,
but just think of how many different Mario games there are. Like, even beyond just sort of the Mario Maker and the Mario
and I guess
Odyssey,
like I've bought Mario games.
Whatever.
I don't think of myself as a Mario fan though either. I'm like, I don't like most Mario games. I played that most recent one because it was weird.
I mean, it's like Luigi's Mansion, is included in there. I mean, there's a lot of different, even sub franchises within the Mario franchise.
I wouldn't include Luigi's Mansion fans in that though too, because those are very different games. So I get what you're saying though too. Like it's a shared universe.
We don't even have that many of the Mario characters. We don't even have 8 Mario characters in there, like Super Mario Brothers characters in there that I can think of.
Mario, Dr. Mario, Luigi, Peach,
Princess. Yeah,
that's 5.
Yoshi
at 6. Bowser, Donkey Kong. That's 7.
Bowser's. Yeah. But Donkey Kong is
his own thing.
He's kind of his own franchise.
But you can also count Diddy Kong and that then too at that point. That to at 9. But yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah, that's a.
Paulina's in there. She's Mario.
She's. Yeah, I guess she's arguably. Yeah, Mario. Yeah, because she's from classic Donkey Kong and Odyssey.
No, what the other princess, the other Toadstool princess from Galaxy, whose name eludes me.
I know who you're talking about.
He's something.
No, it's not Paulette. That's Paulette is the name of the Donkey Kong damsel in distress else in Odyssey. You're thinking of. Oh yeah, I know. She's another blonde-haired character. I don't remember her name though. But yeah, she is in there. But yeah, I guess Aldo. It's weird to have that many Fire Emblem characters. But I guess the other problem is, and even he said it, there's too many swordsmen.
Like, if you want to break it down into characters with swords, you wind up with a shockingly high percentage. Like, I'm just looking at the list now, and yeah, I'm looking at it like
all
there
of
are
them.
3 in a row on this list I'm looking at, where it's like, they're all sword characters.
Like, literally all 8 are sword characters. Just that the newest one can switch between a sword and other weapons, and that's... Yeah, all of them are swords characters. Is just like... That's... Whereas you get with the Mario characters, they're all kind of distinct. Like they're not all the same character. They definitely don't all use the same mechanics.
Including DLC characters, there are 9 Super Mario characters. They are Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Daisy, Bowser, Dr. Mario, Rosalina and Luma, Baby Bowser, and Piranha Plant.
Yeah, that's right. Rosalina was the one we're trying to think of. Yeah. But, yeah, it's... I don't know, I guess that's still a fair amount. I mean, but you would expect that many from a flagship title. But I guess Fire Emblem has pretty much become a flagship title.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. No more I was getting at nothing more than just... I could imagine that's actually a pretty big fucking deal at the Nintendo at this point, where it's like, this is the other big franchise we have in this game, even if, like, the purists don't think that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a purist. It's just like I kind of forget sometimes just how popular it is. I think it's more of a thing of they're all the same character.
Yeah.
basically, to
a
play
little bit,
with.
yeah.
So, yeah, but
but yeah.
I don't even like Smash Brothers anyway. Fight me.
Yeah. Moving on from that, we got another kind of silly dev thing. So I've been in this camp for a long time too. That thinks Kiryu from the Yakuza franchise should be the next guest fighter in Tekken. The inclusion of Geese Howard kind of was like, man, why the fuck is Kiryu not in this game yet? And Harada, the lead dev behind this, Mr. Tekken himself, if you will, I guess, like, has taken this up to the people that would make the decision on several times, and they're like, no, but what if we put you in a Yakuza game?
Well, that's not, thinking about how many just actors they've tapped to be in the Yakuza series, that's not really super surprising. That's kind of like,
especially because, like, all jokes aside, like, Harada's personality is a fucking Yakuza game character.
Well, just look up what he looks like. Like,
man
seriously,
was
just
born
look
to
at the
own a
it's
fake
like,
pachinko parlor is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's like you just pull him up on YouTube images, and it's just like, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, that definitely checks out. The fact that he's wearing sunglasses almost all the time, like 100% of the time.
Just whenever he announces a character that leaks out of gaming from him, he's like, "Shut up! I know it leaked already, but we have to do this still." Like, the man is great. Like, he's what you want the leader of a team that's doing a fighting game to be like in a tournament, where it's like, yeah, we know you all know already, but middle fingers up, fuck all y'all. I'm doing my bit.
The guy seriously wears sunglasses almost constantly.
Look at Harada.
That's amazing. Yep, that checks out.
I think there's a video of him taking off his sunglasses and having a second pair of sunglasses behind the sunglasses out there. That feels like a thing he did once as a joke, where it's like, oh, I'll take off my sunglasses, smaller identical pair of sunglasses directly behind it. Yeah. Last but not least, I guess, definitely not least, actually, arguably the most important of our dev news. Actually, no, we got two more things, my bad. Dan Houser of Rockstar co-founding fame and current VP of Rockstar is leaving. It's not quite clear what he's leaving to go do, if he's just straight retiring, but he is departing. His brother, I think it's Sam Houser, is staying with the company. It's not a lot's been out there except that the departure is indeed happening in the upcoming months, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, he's not just like a businessman. He was like a primary writer for games, like a designer and writer. So I mean, he's that's a pretty big departure. There's definitely some heads of studios that are just like, all they really did was the business side. They didn't really do development in any way.
He's been with Rockstar since the start too. Like, it's,
I mean, he
helped found Rockstar. Like, I know it sounds like, oh, whatever, but like, that meant he was working and coding and doing the work for the original Grand Theft Auto games. Like,
yeah, and so him leaving is kind of a big deal. It seems, I'm guessing, it really seems like it might be like a retirement more than
that's what I'm hoping it is. Weird. As awful as that sounds.
Well, in a certain sense, yeah, I get what you're saying. That it's not for like weird or bad reasons, that he's just leaving because I'm retiring. I want to enjoy my family instead of putting out 80 hours a week.
You're in theory revving up for Grand Theft Auto 6 in the eventual future, and like, it's like, I just don't want to go through that again. Totally can respect that. Yeah. That is, as best I can tell, a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, but yeah, he was in a very involved figure. Yeah. Like I said, he wasn't just like a guy manager sitting at the top. He was actively involved in development for a very long time. So, and as a part of the founding of it. So, yeah, that's kind of sad to see that. But yeah, I hope it's for, like you said, for
good
because
reasons,
he's just kind of good reasons
that will come out in the upcoming months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's, you always have to be careful when we talk about that type of stuff. Actually, last but not least on our dev news, we have to talk about Rod Ferguson. You may know that name. He's been the head of Gears of War since director of, boss of Gears of War, for lack of a better phrase, since Gears of War started. He made the jump from Epic to Microsoft when Gears of War kind of got absorbed by Microsoft, and he is now leaving to go work at Blizzard, most likely on Diablo. And this would be kind of big news all by itself. It's a pretty big kind of fixture of a company going to another company. It's kind of Ferguson's reputation that makes this all the more interesting. So, for better or worse, Ferguson has kind of a reputation as a guy that gets shit done, meaning games get finished, games get closed out, games ship. Like, he's famous from kind of getting BioShock Infinite out the door. That's probably the kind of the most notable one of some kind. And if you want to extrapolate what his move over to Blizzard means, it means that Blizzard's gone from whatever the fuck they're doing now to we gotta start shipping some goddamn games.
Yeah. I mean, in light of all the debacles that have been going on, I think it's like, we need to ship some games, we need to ship some games now before we literally lose every single bit of like goodwill from our base. Because at this point, with the the Warcraft 3 rebranded
re-released, but somehow worse.
They're quickly tanking their support. And we got to get a good product, not just a product, we got to get a good product out the door now, yesterday. And that's what it's telling me, that they're actually realizing, maybe finally, we can't literally dump every single bit of goodwill that we've ever gained. Like, we got to keep some of it, or else we won't continue to exist as a company. Like, there is a breaking point where finally people will be like, I'm not buying that anymore.
Well, I think they're also having kind of a backs against the wall moment, too, where, like, Overwatch was the last game that I think that Blizzard could sell because Blizzard kind of thing. And, like, Overwatch is a beloved game. I'm not saying lots of people don't like it. I don't like Overwatch. I think Overwatch is kind of a boring-ass game. And I know I'm in a somewhat minority of that because a lot of people fucking love that game. Like, the OWL exists because that game is dumb popular. But, like, even Warcraft 3, I did not play a ton of over the years. I still like that game. Like, if you go back far enough, even World of Warcraft, which I quit eventually, I still was like, I'll check this game out again. The gap between Warcraft 3 and Overwatch there was, like, 2 games that came out in that time span? Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2, both of which did not do as well as they were expected to.
No. Like, StarCraft 2 was still overshadowed by StarCraft.
The esports stuff for StarCraft has gone back to StarCraft and did not stick with StarCraft 2.
Yeah, which is weird, but not unexpected to a certain extent.
I like StarCraft 2, but also I only played the first one. I didn't play the other 2 expansions that came out. Also because I had no interest in going back to the game after I beat it once. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to watch Blizzard in the upcoming years, because I think we're now at a point where Blizzard doesn't get by on just being Blizzard anymore. Like, I think Overwatch was really the last time they got to skate by on it's a Blizzard game. I am curious if you were to go back and, like, if you had people that kind of where Blizzard's at now reviewing Overwatch when it came out, if it would be as positively reviewed as it was at the time.
Yep. See, this is a prediction, and this is a low percentage chance prediction, but I think we may be, like, a few months down the line reading some news. Rod Ferguson departs Blizzard.
Yeah. Oh, it seems likely,
It's just like, I think what he's gotten used to, with Gears of War and, his group that he was a part of there, like, he had a lot of freedom. Like, a lot of power and a lot of freedom. And it just, I don't know. I think he's going to get to Blizzard and realize, like, they're just going to be telling me what to do constantly. and I'm not sure how much I like
I'll
that.
give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he's kind of been smart enough to know what that's going to be like going in. But I think what happens with him, like, it could be no more complicated. He's showing up to be like, yo, Diablo 4 out the door, going back to Gears now kind of thing. Like, I don't know what, like, that might be all this is. But I think if he stays around or if he kind of, like, departs before Diablo 4 gets out there in a substantial way, it's time to start reading into what the hell that says about Blizzard at this point.
Yeah. I'm not putting a high percentage on it, but I'm like, it's not an unheard of thing we've seen happen with games where you see and we've even reported it on it, where it's like a prominent person seems to leave.
Anthem!
Yep. A prominent person seems to leave in the middle of, development. Is like, oh, that's not a good look. And with the shit show as Blizzard has proven to be, that's the thing. I don't put a high percentage on that happening, but I super wouldn't be surprised.
You just don't know at this point. Yeah, like, it's... Delays are no longer an indication necessarily of a game in trouble. They're not a good sign, but, like, mass studio departures, that's the telling one of, okay, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that's all. We've never seen that, like, be like a harbinger of good news.
Indeed. Speaking of harbingering, we got more coronavirus news this week. And I don't know to say the sense without sounding kind of weird, but it is kind of interesting seeing a major world event that in theory has nothing to do with video games impact video games in a way that, like, on paper you could have totally predicted, but, like, I didn't expect to be talking about some of this stuff this week or ever as part of the coronavirus kind of fallout. But so let's get into it, I guess, as part of that. Outer Worlds had a Switch port coming. I think we talked about that last week, and I grimaced at that. Well, it's apparently going to be delayed to sometime after April because of the coronavirus. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, another thing that was kind of announced.
Sorry to flesh that out some. Take-Two has a team called Virtuous that I assume works out of impacted area. Yeah, Singapore. Yeah, which is not necessarily a hotbed right now, but it's close enough.
Oh yeah, it's very. I mean, Singapore is extremely close to China. But yeah, and so there's a lot of sort of travel between the two countries as well.
So this kind of leads directly into our kind of expansion of this topic. But so the coronavirus is going to start impacting Japan's Switch shipments, both from a manufacturing standpoint and in actually shipping them. There's going to be a whole quarantine stuff put in place, and this is no more prevalent than in, I guess, Animal Crossing edition of the Switch they've just announced, which looks cute and cool. I believe I'm reading this right, they've stopped pre-orders temporarily because it's not, they've delayed them at least, because it's not quite clear what that's going to mean ultimately.
But yeah, it's because, so much hardware is manufactured in China. And that's why this is, and so the fact that it's happening is not a surprise, obviously.
Well, I'd like to add, like, kind of the weirdness to this factor. As it turns out, the EU and the American versions of our American Switch shipments won't be impacted because the time it takes to get here to port acts as a quarantine zone, ironically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I thought that was kind of fascinating, where it's like, okay, because the long-ass time it takes to get here. Yeah.
Yeah. Is enough time to properly quarantine it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, like you said, it's like, it's interesting to see that, that when the real world has a direct effect on, that's not gaming related in itself, but has an effect just because it has an effect on the larger people and population.
We've talked about in the past, like the tariffs and stuff like that, which intellectually you got how they impacted, but you really couldn't see a direct one-to-one as easily as you can with this, where it's like, people are sick. What's that mean? They're not making consoles.
Yeah.
They can't do their jobs because they're breathing disease into your packaging, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an extreme way of putting it, but yeah, that's essentially what the situation is, where it's like, we want to ship this stuff, and we can't. Why? The air that came from that factory is potentially hazardous.
Yeah.
And not in like a normal pollution way, in a potentially deadly virus kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where to go next? Let's do some happy news for a little while. Wonderful 101, one of my favorite games for the Wii U, is coming to the Switch. It's getting
I have not played that.
Wonderful 101 is a fun, tongue-in-cheek, ridiculous gimmick, cute-ass game that's about directing 101 superheroes into, like, forming various shapes, like a fist and a sword. You then wield to strike enemies. It's platinum. It's actiony as hell. It's a cool game that, because it was on the Wii U,
yeah,
did not get the attention it deserved, and also like it didn't play super great there. But yeah, simply by nature of coming to the Switch, it's getting a larger audience than ever got on the Wii U, which is great because I would love to see a wonderful 102. The game had style and personality, which is kind of fun. But most importantly, you get an easy mode this time, which the game maybe needed a little bit. In typical Platinum fashion, it was very much you figured out the game? Yeah, cool. Let's make this shit hard now.
That's cool. Yeah, it's just, it seems like a, fun, quirky little game, and yeah, it's like we know the issues with the Wii U just not being a well-adopted system because it's in that weird middle zone, just where it's not a major upgrade over the Wii. But yeah, it's cool that it's going to be on the Switch, and I think that's a good decision because it was wasted on the Wii U, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll have to make changes because of the Switch platform. I'm hoping a lot of the game's personality survives. But yeah, if there was a Platinum game that deserved to get a second chance at life on kind of new hardware, not because it was a bad game, but because the hardware it came out on was not well received, this is absolutely that game.
Yeah, I can get that. I can totally get that. Yeah, that's cool.
In the same vein of things that were thought lost but getting new life, Flashpoint is going through and archiving a shit ton of Flash games, so when Flash dies at the end of this year, you can still go back and play your, browser-based pen-throwing games.
Yeah, your various gravity-based games. And
Gravity, with heavy air quotations.
Yeah. But, I think that's cool because, like it or not, Flash gaming was definitely a cultural landmark. Like, absolutely a cultural landmark.
I would go so far as to say, I could never make a high-end good video game kind of thing. That's beyond my abilities. But I made some shitty Flash games over the years, and it gave me an appreciation of, like, what goes into making a game.
And so, I think, it provided, it was an early way for sort of people that aren't, like, programmers like myself to get into some game dev and, without having to have this, many years investment in programming just to do anything. Flash was relatively simple. You still needed ActionScript, but there was a lot you could just do with it provided a really, one of the first really easier windows for just anybody to get on and just make a game fairly rapidly.
Well,
without, and that's really neat. And I think that's also, I think you hit upon something really cool there that I didn't really think about, but now that I think about it, it's extremely important. So, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say too, like, and if you're sitting there going like, okay, yeah, but like, what is Flash brought me in the modern world? Fucking Trials HD. The first 3 versions of that game, like, more or less as that game is now, even were Flash games on, like, God, what was the website? It was like, I didn't realize that the guys that made, or the team that made that Flash game were the same ones that made the one for Ubisoft. I'm like, man, someone ripped off that Flash game I used to love. Oh, it's the same people? Cool.
It's like, do you like real-life escape rooms? Well, the first escape rooms were on Flash games. Like I can literally, I actually showed somebody the main one, which was like the like Crimson Room, and like there's a series of really early games that were escape room games. And that's where the entire genre of that started. So physical escape rooms, and I've even seen multiple articles reference this game and saying, yeah, that was the origin of physical escape rooms. This Flash video game.
Yeah, a lot of it kind of more, I don't want to say more inventive, but like outside the box ideas for games came from Flash games. Where it's like, yo, we don't have the art to make a good game. We have a cool idea. We can like use the basics of the art we have to make something kind of neat.
I think, it's just, we're just, it just saw this, explosion of sort of, there again, like, all right, so I have this, thing about developers and engineers, I think engineering in general, where you can get too much into the technology and less about the innovation. Very, very easy to get innovation is, not just innovation in sort of technology senses, but to innovation in, like, what does it mean to be a game? Like, there's so much, and there's some Flash games that I really love that, like, I've even paid money for, like, a little bit of money for some of them. Like, there was this website called Ludomancy, and they did these really neat, just, like, little games that were just, it's not around anymore, but, I mean, I still have those games because they...
Fractions is technically a Flash game, I think, at least the original one was.
It's like WAP, which we know led to, games that have been created for platforms now.
Death Stranding.
Like getting over it. Yeah. Well, I mean... well, like, I mean, specifically, the same creator created, like, Getting Over It. Bennett Foddy. Easy.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one who did WAP. Let me recheck that. Or, it was him. Yes, it absolutely was him. Just checking that to make sure. But yeah, it was him. He that was a Flash game. But he's gone on to make other games.
Still feel like
now
Flash games, but
yeah, like VVVVVVV and other ones. Like, we know that he has quite a few games, but QWOP was one of the very early ones that he created. But also we saw, I think, really the Flash games gave rise to these the idea of sort of these small platformers that now you see all sorts of indie games doing, like in general, like not doing it in Unity and, Unreal Engine and stuff. But I think, the idea of platformers got a big sort of resurgence from Flash games. I feel like that's true. I don't have anything to back that up, but it seems like people got interested in platformers, especially 2D platformers again, because of Flash games.
I'll go along with that one.
Because they kind of got reintroduced with Flash games. So, but yeah, I think it's really cool that at least one organization, one company is taking upon themselves to archive it, because I think there's a lot of history in there and a lot of significance to these Flash games. So, I think that's a cool idea. And there's so many, and there's some that I even like. I had bookmarks to some of them, and like some just websites that were had a lot of different Flash games, and it's gonna be kind of sad to see it go away. I'm not sad to see Flash go away. I'm more sad to see sort of Flash games go away.
Well, especially because the modern version of Flash is just cancerous.
Yeah, there's a modern, or the latest version, but it's like, there's not really anything to take its place.
Doesn't need to be either, though.
I guess to a certain extent, I don't know, it's like...
Java has?
People's... how many Java games
Not
have
many,
you played?
hence the kind of has.
Yeah, and it's like, Java as a, like, online gaming platform like that, well, Java requires proper programming. Like, that is, like, you have to be a me-level programmer to make games in Java. You don't have to be a programmer to make games in Flash. That's And that's the weird thing about it. It's like I have mixed feelings about it. Yeah, the newest versions of Flash are kind of garbage, but also I don't. There's no. What's going to happen to Newgrounds?
It's
already
die.
been dying anyways. But yeah, it's just going to super die, I guess, because who's going to make games in Java for that? I mean, that's not like I said. You're not going to get the same crowd.
Part of me wants to go to Newgrounds.com right now and see what the fuck that is. But part of me's like,
are they? Is just wailing? Is it just? Do I log up? Do I pull it up and it just sounds like one big long wailing
it's 90%
sound?
porn games at this point.
It's I don't know what. Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at the front page. Meme games and porn.
Yep.
That's kind of a lot of it. Been a lot for a while, but it's like, and I think some of these are starting to have some Unity browser games. But there again, Unity requires proper programming. You can get away with not programming for Unreal Engine, just because of the way it has a system in it that has sort of a visual programming thing, kind of like action, the way Flash works. But I don't see that as overtaking. I don't know what's going to happen to sort of a certain amount of indie dev, I guess, is now my question. I mean, itch.io has a lot of Flash games on it. So, yeah, I guess I hadn't thought too much about this being a programmer.
You don't think of like large chunks of the internet dying ever, where it's like, no, we're going to move away from this thing. It's going to invalidate a surprising number of websites out there now.
Yeah, granted, there are HTML5 games, but
maybe that's what I was thinking instead of Java. Yeah, that's what's replacing it.
That is way harder to work with than Flash. Just there again, like that's going to require a good bit more programming because it's not on its face sort of a gaming friendly platform. It just really isn't. It wasn't originally created for that. To be sort of it's just I don't. Yeah, like I said, now it's more like I don't know what's going to happen to all these games on even itch.io, the current, let alone the many kind of Flash games that have kind of come and gone, lost to the ages. But it's like there are new games on itch.io that are Flash games. So I guess maybe they're going to start just packaging them as standalone, where with like a past version of like drivers for Flash. I don't know. I'm really curious about that now. I'm going to do some more research in that. I don't know. This whole topic has like kind of opened up a whole like, oh gosh, I'm not sure. I don't know. Because I am a fan of game history. I'm super interested in game history, and I read a lot about it. I read an embarrassing amount of game history, like even on like one of my favorite websites, Hardcore Gaming 101, that is a really great site that does a lot of reviews of like games, historical games as well as some modern ones. But yeah, like it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. The Newgrounds is just going to die. Yeah. It's just you're just going to at the end of the year you're going to hear this wailing sound, that's heard around the world, and it's mainly Newgrounds dying.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I have not cared about Flash games in a long time, but so if you
I still play some. Sure,
I'm not trying to knock them. What I'm trying to get at is, if you wish to play Flash, if you wish to play a Flash game once Flash is discontinued, and or want to play without downloading Flash, go check out Blue Maxima's Flashpoint. I'm not gonna put a link in the show notes. You can Google it yourself. But yeah,
I mean, and that's the people doing this thing. So they're so you can download it. It's a launcher that works with that'll work as like I guess maybe with. Yeah, like I said, it's like going to be it's going to turn into a prepackaged thing that you have to run to. But that kind of gets away from the point of sort of the ease of you pull up in your browser and you play Flash games. So, interesting. But anyways,
Yep.
I guess we have to
We
move on
do have to
eventually.
move on eventually, and we're not going to spend a bunch of time on this one because we've covered this before, and maybe not this one exactly before, but I don't feel like belaboring this more than we have to. But there's a new lawsuit out there that just straight up alleges that EA's FIFA has modes that are just straight up gambling. Yeah.
Yep. And so this is happening in France, where as we've already been reporting on, in Europe, in a lot of countries in Europe have a lot tighter regulations on, at least better policed regulations on gambling, especially when it comes to
the children
gambling with minors, with children. So and this is obviously coming from that, just tighter regulations. But I mean, this is it's focusing on the Ultimate Team mode, which is it's a competitive mode.
So, and we do not play FIFA, so please don't kind of at us for getting this wrong. But as best I can tell, for like the hardcore FIFA crowd, this is the real game, if you will. The Ultimate Team mode is where you get to make kind of your ultimate team, and you have the advantage of the RNG. If you have good RNG, if you have them good players, your team will hypothetically be better than other teams out there.
Yeah. And I mean, you see that, for example, that's more familiar to me with mobile games, which is kind of funny. Like with KOF All Star, it's like there's a whole lot. It's all gotcha stuff. It's entirely RNG in which characters you get for the most part. There's some of them that they straight up give to you as a part of promotions. Like right now, it's like with each sort of new weird promotion, they give you a free one. But I mean, FIFA's doesn't do that. You don't just, there's no way to just get a player that you want. It's all gotcha. So that's a thing, and I think they're going to get busted on this one. I think
seems like this one kind of seems like the ball is rolling at this point. Like it's not setting a precedent; it's following other precedents that have been set by other countries at this point. And where the previous ones didn't flat out allege it was gambling in so many terms, this one just says like, nah, it's gambling. We're calling a spade a spade.
I mean, that's pretty much what we saw that in England too.
They didn't go straight from zero to gambling. This is 0 to it's gambling. We're flat out calling it that.
Yeah, well, it was more that the Gambling Commission was specifically the one involved in England, but which means that they were flat out calling it this is gambling. But this is a lawsuit, and that's what makes it different. This isn't a government regulatory body on this one. This is a lawsuit.
Surprise! Mechanics strike again. This time in the form of a lawsuit.
So, but but I think they're gonna get busted on this one. I think it would be awfully hard to defend this as not gambling.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. PR speak doesn't generally tend to work in a court. Yeah. It's because there's no real legal way to like explain it. I guess in a certain sense, knowing nothing of I'm not a legal dude. I think it'll be interesting for some actual lawyers to weigh in on what kind of defense are they going to try to make of this thing? Because for the layman, we're just like, that's gambling. But I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting one to watch. We'll definitely end up reporting on it again, I'm sure.
Yeah. And last but not least, this week we kind of I'm going to mash these two into one topic because by their powers combined, they kind of become an interesting topic. So, Phil Spencer got out there relatively recently and said that Xbox's main competition isn't Sony or Nintendo, it's Google and Amazon, which I don't disagree with. If you're talking about kind of Xbox as part of the larger Microsoft whole and the idea of Xbox Cloud, Amazon and Google are most certainly Xbox's main competition. What this also feels like to me is some guy who got his ass kicked in a fight going, I'll fight the bigger guy behind him next, when like the Xbox One, we've made a lot of jokes, but just it did not do well this cycle. It did fine ultimately, but Sony didn't just wreck it. It kind of came through, stole its girlfriend, came back, stole its second girlfriend, stole its mom, and then came back and stole its boyfriend. Which, like, okay, Sony won't come back for this. It's like, nah, my job is to make your life hell. Like, you just get, the moment Microsoft had a good thing going, Sony was like, bitch, did I say you could smile?
Yeah, PS4 killed it in this iteration.
Depending on which article you're reading out there right now, it sure as fuck looks like the PS5 might be poised to do something similar too. But jokes aside or whatever, it always feels weird whenever Xbox gets out there and says, we're not competing with Sony. And Sony's like, we're not competing with you either, but for different reasons. Because we're winning. It's not a competition if it's a one-sided fight, but what this is all a fancy way of saying is, as of recording this, my subscription to Stadia ends in like 7 or 8 days. I have no intention of re-upping it. I've already canceled, as I mentioned last week, my subscription to that. But rest assured, the free version of Stadia is, quote, coming soon. Soon. There are no dates attached to this.
Yep, like not even like a spring, not even a season attached to it. Like, it'll go live in 2020, so in the next 10 months. Sure, that's a safe window to give yourself, I guess. As the
self-appointed Stadia reporter we have for this podcast, as someone who occasionally wanders into the Stadia subreddits to get a taste of what's up with that community, guess what? None of us are planning on re-upping, apparently. Like, we're all like, I don't think I'm going to do this. And we're all like, that's a smart move. Don't do it. Go play Destiny on PC.
Yeah, I guess I'm... All right. I'm not sure. Like, all right, so the only reason I would see keeping around is if I end up doing, like, a good bit of traveling or something, and I want to use my laptop, but my current laptops aren't even remotely powerful enough to run any modern games. Like, it'd be cool to be able to play Destiny 2 and some other stuff like that. But also, if I, outside of that, I've only been using it because I don't have a video card.
It's increasingly, and this is where it gets really weird. Like, when they had first announced Stadia, it's like, oh, it's got the cross-save with Destiny. I'm like, fuck yes, I'm gonna check this out. Look, I'm so into this. And I still strongly believe the only reasons to own Stadia or to be paying for Stadia are you really have a Destiny problem and you need to play it on a phone. And I totally get that. I'm there with you. I'm not quite there, but I'm like, what if I could play Destiny anywhere? And part of my brain's like, yeah, what if? Then part of me goes, well, Stadia sucks on phones, so meh. But like, if you're like Henry, who just doesn't have the hardware to play games currently, or like all you have is like a fucking it's not derivative, a MacBook or a fucking like a Chromebook. Like, they're not geared towards gaming for whatever reason. Like, Apple, just a lot of games. Chromebook is $100 laptop. It's so weird putting them in the same category for this, where it's like, one's a $4,000 piece of hardware. It's pretty powerful. The other is a thing you give to school children because they can break it and you'll be like, eh.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, that's one thing that kind of surprised me, that there's not a lot of push with Stadia with Chromebooks. And I feel like that would be really your sales point. It's like, instead of buying a $1,000 game system, here's $100, and you can still play the same games. Not
some
all of them,
games.
But I mean, here's some PC, hardcore PC games that that have no business being on a Chromebook otherwise.
Not to do Google's job for them, but like the advertising campaign for this should have been, yo, you got a Chromebook? You want to play Destiny 2 on a Chromebook?
It just tells me that they must have some idiots in their marketing. Because how could you miss that selling point? It's like, literally, you could just be... that would be... You should have had a Chromebook package for it.
Yeah.
Like, here's a Chromebook with 3 months, with 6 months of free Stadia, but also we just got to sell a Chromebook, and selling hardware is harder these days. But yeah, I feel like that's a really big failing. It's like you should have sold it as like this is a good reason to own a Chromebook if you're a gamer. So they could have opened the Chromebooks up to the gamer crowd with, it's like, yeah, you're a gamer, you have $2,000 system, but you don't have a laptop. Wouldn't you like to play stuff on the go? Am I just doing their marketing for them right now?
The way they've approached Stadia from day one has baffled me. Like, it's this whole pushing how powerful it is. Like, it's cool, it's got 10 whatever flops going on. But, like, the sell for it is, yo, you got a 10-year-old laptop? Yeah? You want to play Destiny 2 right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep going back to Destiny.
Or like I said, you don't have a laptop, but you want to play Destiny on the go? Hey, buy a Chromebook. We're offering a bundle with a Chromebook.
Oh, that would have been
instead of the
so
apparently
fucking smart. Like a $200 bundle that was like Stadia subscription, maybe not the controller, but like Stadia membership for 3 months and a Chromebook. That is something you could have sold to me.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, $250 you could have had me at that one, I think, even.
Yeah, that would have... Yeah, why... They dropped the ball so much on Stadia. It's gonna die, not because it's a bad product, because they're
kind of a
idiots.
bad product, too,
but mainly because they're idiots. It's funny, this only just now occurred to me. I was like, Chromebooks? Yeah.
No,
what the fuck? Why didn't they sell this?
When Stadia first launched and kind of people were on the groundswell of holy fuck, we have Stadia finally. The coolest thing I saw was someone going, yeah, I don't have access to a gaming PC, but I have a Chromebook, and hey, I'm playing games on a Chromebook. Like, that sense alone was me going, okay, yeah, maybe there's something here I can get behind, kind of thing. And for no other reason than that, I stuck with when I was on the road and my Xbox controller broke and I had to use Stadia, I'm like, no, the PC version of this is fine. Like, it's not amazing, but it's fine. Like, the in-browser version works. That's kind of cool. Like, if you could have made it work so that my Stadia on my fucking iPad worked or something, I'd have looked at my laptop and been like, maybe I don't need to take this everywhere I travel. Like, it runs Destiny fine, but I don't need this necessarily. Yeah, choices were made. But you're absolutely right. Like, the push of, yo, you want to turn a Chromebook into a gaming PC? Here's how, is the correct advertising campaign for Stadia. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like they just bungled this so hard.
But hey, free is coming soon. We'll see how this all plays out. Like, that's the weirdest part. Like, if free ever comes, I will happily throw some money at getting Destiny onto Stadia permanently for myself, so I just have it sitting there where it's like, it's not the best version, but fuck it, I can play Gambit on the road now. That's all I care about.
You know what's weird? Something I haven't even tried, which now I'm curious about. I'm pretty sure that none of, I have all the season pass, all that's automatically unlocked on my Stadia pass. I'm pretty sure that won't be unlocked when I play my Steam
and
edition.
No one has any idea how the fuck that whole part of it works too. Like, because part of the sell was you got kind of the Stadia collection, which is not a thing that exists outside of Stadia.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's I guess, and I haven't tried this out. Now I'm kind of curious. Is I have quests that are season pass stuff. Are they just not going to appear when I play the same character? The cross
that's a known thing. No, they won't. But that's
Steam?
A known thing. You have to buy the DLC per platform. The question is more if I don't have the pro version of Stadia, but I'm still playing Stadia on the free version, do I get to have that stuff still? And that's a weird question that no one has an answer to yet.
Yeah, that's the weirder
Or really,
question.
what the fuck happens when... So again, Destiny's a free-to-play game on every platform out there. I think Stadia is the only one that currently right now you have to, in theory, buy Destiny for. So it's kind of this weird one of so when this free trial runs out, what the fuck happens to Destiny 2 on Stadia? Like, do I get to keep that because it came with the service? Like, in the most roundabout, weird way, if you told me I paid like $120 to have Destiny 2 on Stadia, I'd be like, I'm not happy, but I'm not angry anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's... Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But free mode...
It's coming soon!
Free.
I'm gonna fucking call this week's episode Soon, aren't I?
Soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's
brings
the
us to
news.
the end
Yeah,
of
it's
our news. We do have 2 emails this week.
Oh, good.
Indeed. If you want to send us an email, Henry, what address would you send that email to?
That would be wickedawesomecast@gmail.com.
And that's wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. As well as it sounds, down the show notes, etc. etc. We actually have 3 emails. My bad. I messed up. We're going to start with the Pokemon Home one, because that seems like fun. Dear Wicked Awesome Cast, as an avid Pokemon fanboy, I understand that you might not be at my level for this one, but really? None of you went hard on the Pokemon Home being so expensive? I expected Charlie at least to go off on this one. Holy shit, do you guys just not care? Is this beneath you? Is this kind of an eye roll moment of this is what you get for Pokemon? Please explain yourselves. Yeah, you summed it up more or less. Like, Nintendo has demonstrated kind of time and time again with the Switch that they're not very with the times. And also, like, Pokemon is where they're going to get their money. They realize they can make you pay money for it, so they're going to.
Oh yeah, it's just the Pokemon franchise at this point. If you don't realize that mints money for Nintendo, you haven't been paying attention. People will just throw money. If it has Pokemon remotely on it, pasted on it sloppily in a haphazard way, like, if you just, whatever, people just buy, oh yeah, Pokemon, give me, here's money.
It's also one of those ones where I assumed the Pokemon Home stuff was going to cost money. It's, like, the Pokemon stuff cost money. It didn't cost as much, admittedly. And, like, also, there is a free mode. It fucking sucks, I know. And it's pretty funny that people are like, but there's a free mode, but it sucks. Like, there shouldn't be a free mode. Like, I came back to the question of, would people have been as mad about this if there just wasn't a free mode, period? And I think the answer is actually no. But, yeah,
So, all right, so the greater question is this going to create a Fallout 76 version of reflection of real-world class war?
Pokemon the way you can in Fallout 76, but...
True.
It's also... I have my problems with Pokemon Home. I really do. The whole Pokedex thing, the DLC thing. Like, it's weird, because the idea of Pokemon DLC, I'm all fucking for. Like, it's something I've wanted them to do since they were like, yeah, we're going to re-release Pokemon Red. And I'm like, but why? Just give me DLC, because it's on a Game Boy and DLC doesn't exist yet. Fine, whatever. Shut up. Yeah, like, the fact they had, like, Pokemon X, and then 2 years later, Pokemon X Second Gig, or whatever the fuck it was called, and I'm like, I'd have just bought DLC for the same price. I don't want to own 2 games and or start a second game. No, it's 2 games now. But why?
You know, it's funny. Even the Dreamcast had a weird sort of DLC-ish thing going. Alright, so... there is a rhythm game called Poppin' Music, and there was an append disc you could get for it. So basically, you would have to buy the base game, and then if you wanted to add more to it, you would buy an append disc. And so that was a weird version of physical DLC that I've actually dealt with.
I'm not talking about how you would do it. I'm talking more about the idea that, like, I don't want more plastic copies of the same. I'd rather have to, like, okay, I want to buy the base game and buy DLC for it, and I don't have to rebuy the same game 2 years from now where it's like, it's Pokemon X Alpha. I'm like, that's a cool, dumb name, but no.
But it's also the fact that they've been doing like sort of pairs of Pokemon games as well for a while now.
I have more issue with that in the modern context than I do about DLC or the Pokemon Home stuff costing money. Like the idea that there still has to be 2 editions of every Pokemon game is just bullshit now.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That it's not just, buy the game and then DLC for this other stuff. You just get half of a game, which is weird. But apparently, people will pay for it because, as I said, Pokemon mints money.
I get why they do it.
It just mints money.
People will pay for it. Like, the fact they're selling it in a bundle. It's like, does the bundle merge the 2 games? No, it's still 2 games. Again, why?
Yeah.
I would pay more money to merge the 2 games into Pokemon Sword/Shield, not Sword and Shield. Yeah.
Sword Shield. Swield.
No, Pokemon Gun, but that's a separate topic. The true version of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Gun.
So we should have just had a Pokemon, purple. Those were blue and red and like so what's Sun and Moon?
Eclipse.
The cross of Sun and Moon. Eclipse. Oh yeah.
I put
Pokemon
some thought into
Eclipse.
this one before. Like the one I would want is if you want to go and remaster like Gold and Silver, but put it in one game and call it like Pokemon Glam or Pokemon like Glint or something, I will fucking buy that tomorrow. That's the last Pokemon game I was like, fuck yes, this is the best version of this franchise. Like everything about this is cool. I think like Jeff way the fuck long ago talked about this, how you like after you beat the 8 gyms in your region, you went back to like Pokemon Red and Blue Land and beat the shit out of those gyms too, but like high level endgame content level stuff. That was cool as shit.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, definitely.
I'm sad more Pokemon games have not done that since. Like the idea of going back and doing old content where it's like, now Brock has a Steelix now. Why? He's been a fucking gym leader for 10 years. Of course he has a Steelix. He's not a total scrub. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, another email from Anonymous. Dear 2 jackasses and wonderful Alex. Hurtful, but accurate. Well, I'm sure it's meant as a joke. Alex's hobby of WoW often comes under, let's call it, attack with a fair amount of frequency these days. Yeah, you're not wrong. I understand that it often comes up in relation to Blizzard, so it's not like Charlie's just randomly telling Alex he sucks, but man, it feels like you guys target him for being the Blizzard player in the group still. Is this mostly a joke, or are you kind of annoyed he's still playing Blizzard games? It's a joke, mostly.
We do this privately, like we do this in messages to each other, so... And it's not mean-natured. It's really not.
Bungie was still affiliated with Activision, like if Destiny was still an Activision property, every week would be being like, so I'm still playing Destiny despite what I'm up, like what I know to be wrong about the universe. Yeah, it's...
Yep. It's... Yeah, I mean, it's... And, and I actually have, we've gone into it in previous episodes where it's like, I have actually empathy for people that are sticking with specifically World of Warcraft because that's where people have clans that have become, it's a social group that you actually kind of get along and care about each other.
Every
and,
joke we have aside, the idea of kind of the corporate entity of a game you love and in some cases have spent like the better part of 2 decades playing.
Mm-hmm. And building a community in.
I feel bad. I don't feel bad for most Blizzard fanboys, but like the WoW community, bad's the wrong word. I get where they're at, where it's like, man, I have so much invested in this game. I have friends, like I met my wife through here, or my husband, like it's part of my social life, kind of thing. Like I think it's a little bit weird occasionally, but like my Destiny clan, I talk to more in some ways, some of my normal like real life friends at this point, kind of thing. And like it's weird when someone quits that clan where it's like, what'd we do wrong? Like, and the idea of you can't play WoW anymore, which has been a huge part of your social life because Blizzard and Activision are asshats. It's gotta be complicated. but at the same time, though, too, like Alex serves as our perfect example of we're not mad at Blizzard fanboys necessarily. We're mad at Activision. Look, we feel bad for Alex. We'll make fun of Alex, though, where it's like, man, how's the kind of moral ambiguity feeling right now on this one? But
yeah, it's like, it's like when I attended the physical protest at, during BlizzCon, we made it a point not to harass people.
Yep.
Or to in any way really seriously criticize people for continuing to support it. We were there to educate and make a statement and educate about it, and that we've handed out a lot of literature that was specifically about educating about it, and we handed out everything, and the vast majority of people, I mentioned when it happened, like 99% of the people were, at worst apathetic, that is, they just kind of walked through and didn't really pay attention, but more often than not actually picked up shirts and picked up literature and signs and whatnot. And I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, we know I have also remarked that I am upset with people that don't have as much invested in Bungie defending it, endlessly. Blizzard, defending Blizzard endlessly, that don't really have anything like a WoW level of community involvement, still defending it to the end. But I don't know. It is not a mean thing, and I would feel really bad if Alex actually did tell us that he was really, really hurt by us, needling him about it.
I think we all know where the line is at this point, so we don't go over it. Like, I think our edgier needlings of Alex happen actually out of the podcast.
Yeah. But we've also made it clear to him, like, we get it. We super get it. We know how important plans are and what it means in a social context. We super get that. So. Yeah. But thank you for that email, Anonymous.
And our last email, this is a fun one I saved for last. It also comes from Anonymous, sadly, but actually I get why this one probably comes in from Anonymous. But dear Wicked Awesomecast, I, like Alex, recently went through the moving process, and as part of this process, my husband found my collection of hand grenades. Now, before everyone freaks out and says anything crazy, they are a mix of diffused grenades and fake ones used for military training. I'm sure both Henry and Alex are busy going, what? While Charlie is now attempting to remember where he put his collection of hand grenades, because of course he has one. I acquired these back when I was a reservist, and their training collection was retired from instructional use. Moving back to my husband, his reaction to the situation was to scream loudly and then to run out of the house holding the box where they were stored. Long story short, I successfully convinced him that they are indeed safe and that I am not storing live ordnance in the house. Between Alex's dangerous pet collection, Henry's history of various various combat training weapons, and Charlie being who he is, I'm curious what the most dangerous thing you have in your current home is. As a bonus, do you have anything like my training grenades that some might assume is dangerous but isn't? Oh, I got a real obvious pick. It's not a cool one. It's like a weird one. It's legal, too, which makes it even weirder. So I have a jar of something called Mad Honey in my house. It is, it's not available in the U.S. It's probably not illegal in the U.S. for the exact same reason it's not available in the U.S. Is what happens when bees make honey from a certain plant very prominent in the Nepal region. This honey is a low-grade neurotoxin that is famous for making bears trip balls when they eat it. And it's got a whole history of people eating it and tripping the fuck out. And a friend of mine I jokingly said to a friend, like, hey, bring me, he went to Turkey for something, like, hey, bring me back a jar of this. And he actually brought me back a jar of it. It now sits in a cabinet I have with a skull and crossbones sticker on it with the words, not safe for consumption, do not eat. Like, it's potent enough that, like, when he bought it, the people that sold it to him were, like, miming, do not eat a lot of this. Like, be very careful how much of this you consume. And he's like, man, what the fuck did you have me bring back? But yeah, Google Mad Honey. It's like, it's honey that comes out like blood red and stuff like that. It is like the most sinister honey you've ever seen, but it's still just kind of normal-ish honey.
Mm. Yeah, that's certainly interesting. That's certainly highly dangerous. Neurotoxin.
When it works as a psychedelic because it's a neurotoxin, like that's where it gets weird.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some other stuff like that. Like, for instance, and they finally made a version of it for here, as far as I know. Like, there's a vodka that's made from bison grass. You may be familiar with that. It's like Zubrowka. I can't pronounce Polish words. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Polish. I can't pronounce Polish words, but I think they basically finally made a version of it that can be sold here, but it was for the same reasons, because of blood thinning agents in it. There's a bison grass blood thinning agent in it, which basically makes it like crushing up an aspirin and throwing it in alcohol, which we know that's not a great idea. But it has a mild. That's what that Mad Honey kind of reminds me of. Yeah, it's kind of that
same. The planet it comes from is called. I'm not going to pronounce that. Never mind.
It's like, that's a nope.
Yeah, that's too many D's in close proximity to each other.
But yeah, so for me, probably my Dremel, to be honest. Like, that sucker is, I mean, when it's at full speed, it's going. Like, if you put your hands anywhere near that, you're gonna lose something.
What, no ancient Japanese traditional bow or something?
Well, I think it's more dangerous than my chain sword.
That's fair.
That I mentioned before.
I don't know. Chain sword is pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
maybe to you more than others, but
yeah, it's it's like Ivy's sword. It's basically I have Ivy's sword.
It comes with the weird outfit too.
But yeah, I bought it at a medieval fair because, of course, that's what you do at medieval fairs. You buy weird weaponry. But yeah, I think it's maybe a weird tie between that and my Dremel, because Dremels, I mean, unlike even like a drill, they spin way faster. Like I make it a point to braid up my beard and like stuff it in my shirt whenever I'm working with one of them, with my Dremel, because oh god, if I got my beard caught in that would, in case those listening don't know, I have a long beard. I have a very long beard. And so that would easily get swept up in the Dremel and just ripped out completely off. Just rip my chin off, basically. But I'd say those are probably... there's a tie there, I'd say. Yeah, I don't have any... Yeah, I think, those are probably the two most dangerous things that I have.
Yeah. Alex is probably a snake. I don't know.
Yeah, one of his many...
I almost saved this when he was back, but I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it this week.
We can ask him next week.
Sure, if he listens to this way this far in, he can answer himself. Yeah. That does it for emails this week, though.
Yeah, thank you to Anonymous. Thank you so much. As always,
thank you for writing in.
Yes.
Makes us quite happy. So that does it for this week's podcast. Anything you want to talk about before we close it out?
Not anything in particular. I'm still Kraken Zero on social media. That's ZER0.
I didn't complain about the new Dropkick Murphy song as much as I thought I was going to. I'm still not sure how I feel about it, but I think my wife summed it up pretty well, where she's like, they just have a vault of songs they go back to and the fan base gets angry with them. They're like, yo, here's a new song. We're like, that's what we come to expect from you. None of this new shit we don't like.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got that vibe.
If you see a Kraken Zero running around in Destiny 2 on Stadia, that's me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one with that name.
You can only be the only one with that name.
True. But, yep. No, nothing other than that.
Yeah. That does it for this week, I suppose. You want to close this out this week?
Cue the metal.